friends, welcome. If you're new here, I am Kayla, and today we are gonna do a book haul. So this is gonna be a first half of the year book haul, so January through June. So everything I've acquired in those 6 months. It's about, I believe, 28 books. It's right, I think it's right under 30. So there's a very small stack of books that were sent through me in PR, but the bulk of these are going to be books that I did purchase, whether that's new, used. I do love used book shopping. I do have a few used bookstores here in my area that I like to go to. Like there's one right near my house that I probably go to once a month. And sometimes I find some good scores and sometimes I don't. So, but yeah, we're just gonna jump right into the book. So we're gonna just start with the first little stack that was like sent to me here. So first one's actually super exciting because which is Heartbreak is National Anthem, How Taylor Swift Reinvented Pop Stars. So I am a Swiftie. I actually won this on Goodreads. I believe it was HarperCollins that was doing the giveaway. It is signed, so that was kind of cool because I wasn't expecting that. I just knew I won the book. I got the email. I have not read it yet, but it's just about her Eras tour. Maybe it's a journalist that writes for, maybe it's Rolling Stones. Anyway, it's a bigger publication, and he went to her Eras concert multiple times throughout, like, what was it, the 2 years that it ran. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a quick read. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But, so thank you, Goodreads, for that one. The next one is Deep Pockets by Nana Malone. It's got some fun, like, sprayed edges. It's got some little spicy artwork in there, which I thought was a fun touch. So this is a enemies to lovers. He is her sister's best friend. EA reached out to me because I read the first, like, book, a series in this. It was a trilogy, and I really loved it. So when she was kind of doing the spin-off with the younger sister, and she asked me, like, hey, like, we'd love to send you a copy if you want it. And I was like, hell yeah, like, here's my address. So they sent me this. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I believe there's going to be 2 more that come out with this. It's a local author to me. This is A Girl Like That, by Mary Flynn. Not sure too much what this one is about. I know the main character in here, she did commit a crime and goes to jail. So I believe it picks up with her coming out, like, once she's out of jail or prison. Because she was in prison for, I believe it was like 9 or 10 years. And so then it's just her picking her life back up and starting over in that new beginning. But it is set where I live. So I think that's very cool to see how many, like, if this is, like, get brought up or if she changes names to stuff that I don't know. This one is Loca by Alejandro Herrera. This was sent to me by Simon and Schuster. I don't know a whole lot about this. This wasn't one that I requested. It just showed up, which was awesome. Set in the 90s, and we follow 2 best friends. I believe they live in New York City. They both come from 2 different backgrounds. I know there is some like queer representation in this, so which is awesome. I can't wait to get to it. So the next 2 here came from Handbright PR. The first one is Manic Pixie Dream Earl by Jenny Holiday. This is, from my understanding, it's going to give, like, Bridgerton vibes. And it is part of a series. I think this is the first one, and we're going to follow the Earl and his love journey, I guess. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know the other books follow, like, all his best friends, so should be a good time. And the last one is, which I've talked about before, it was in my wrap up, which is Love Among the Vines by Madison Score. This is a fake dating situation. She agrees to be a bridesmaid in her ex's wedding. Small town vibes. It's set in upstate New York at a vineyard. Very atmospheric. It was very cute. It was a good summer read. So now we're going to just jump into everything that I've bought over the last 6 months. So first up, we got In the Lives of Puppets, so by TJ Klune. I had previously read this before I bought it. It was my favorite book I read last year, so I obviously had to own a copy. So it's a science fiction. There's no humans left in the world, except for one that we follow his we're following him. His name is Vic. He was raised by like an android. Has been able to keep him a secret from like the rest of the androids, because basically androids have taken over this world and they like caused the extinction to humans. So then it ends up being discovered that Vic is a human. So then they kind of get hunted down, and you follow their path to protect him. It gives like Pinocchio, I mean, it's a little bit of like Wizard of Oz vibes in here. It was super fun. The audio was amazing. But yeah, I had to own it. So we have Heartstopper Volume 5. So I got this, well, I already own the first 4, so definitely had to get Volume 5, but this one, the like YA fiction for last year for Goodreads, so it's on my TBR. I've already read it. It's so cute. It's a queer graphic novel, like romance set in the UK. Super cute. I have not watched the TV. I know there's a TV show on Netflix. I've not watched it, but graphic novel I highly recommend. The next one we've got here is Happy Place by Emily Henry. This is actually the only Emily Henry book I've read of hers that I actually enjoyed. So this has got fake dating, which is one of my favorite tropes. You've got the two main characters, Harriet and Wynne. They were previously engaged, broke up, and then did not tell their like friend group, and then they go on vacation. She shows up to the house and finds out he's there. So it's kind of like a surprise thing, because she's in her residency in San Francisco. He has moved back home. Like, he left San Francisco, moved back home. I believe it was like Minnesota or Missouri or somewhere in the Midwest, because they didn't tell their friends that they're no longer together. They just were like, we'll just pretend for the week. Like, we've been together for how long? Like, it's not going to be that hard. It was really cute. You do get some flashbacks to their, like, when they were together, so like how they met, which was super cute. And then you kind of follow them through their relationship. That part I didn't love, because I didn't really care. I was too invested into like them present day and their fake relationship and trying to hide it from their friends. But something I do love in all of Emily Henry books is her banter. Her banter is just really good. Sometimes I don't always love her characters. But both of these I really liked. So we have Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. So this one I've had read, loved, and then bought it. Just because, again, I have read some like hyped up romance books where I bought them and then didn't love them. So this was going to be my first Ali Hazelwood. I was a little scared. So I got it from the library, and then of course I loved it, so bought it. But we're following a theoretical physicist, Elsie, who has to then work with, I don't want to call him her enemy, but he ruined her mentor's career. There's a little like twist, because she does because she's like adjunct, she doesn't make a whole lot of money, so she does like the fake girlfriend thing where people can hire her to go to like a family dinner or like some kind of family event or a vacation or whatever. And his brother is one of her like best clients, so she had met him but didn't know it was him, or that they were the same person, until they meet in a professional setting. And then he's like, wait, like, you're my brother's girlfriend, but your name isn't Elsie. And so they get off, on an even worse foot, because she already doesn't like him. It was super cute. I loved it. Then we had another Ali Hazelwood. So I think I checked both of these out at the same time, and this was Check and Mate. This is a YA romance, which I don't read a lot of YA romance, but this was really, really cute. It gave like Queen Gambit vibes, if you've seen that show on Netflix, where she's a upcoming chess player. He's like well known in the chess community, really, really good, and then they have matches throughout like the story and obviously end up together as a romance. So next one here is Millie Donovan Rolls the Dice. I actually got sent the audio advanced reader copy like 2 years ago when this came out. I almost passed out when I got that email, just because this series is super popular. But so I had already owned the other 3, so then I needed to get this one, and I think it was bookoutlet.com was having their like $5.99 sale. This happened to be on it, so I went ahead and grabbed it, which is where a lot of like, actually all these came from that sale. But yeah, cozy mystery. I think this is the 4th one in the series. I know the 5th one came out this year, which I guess we need to add to my I need to buy list. And then she's already announced the next one for next year. I believe it comes out early next year, so I'm very excited about that. So some other romance books that I've bought this year is first one, Puck of the Irish by Katie Miller. This is a hockey romance. I did talk about this in my mid-year check-in freak-out tag video. It's one of my favorite romances I've read this year. Again, hockey romance. It's kind of like a friends to lovers. He's a playboy that just never commits to anybody. She works for the social media part of the team that he plays on. And then they kind of have this like friends with benefits situation going, and then he catches feelings first. So it's also a he falls first situation. Super good. Banter is so good. Highly recommend. So by the same author, this is a romantasy. It's a vampires. This is Vows Forged in Blood. This is the special edition, or one of the special edition versions of this. So we've got our vampire. He's like a warlord. He's never settled down. He's one of like 16 or something like that. Is it 16 siblings? I don't know. He has a lot of siblings who have all kind of settled down and found a spouse. And he is just, wants to go to war. And doesn't want to settle down. But he is forced by his brother, who's the king, to finally choose a consort. And she is his consort that he chooses. And turns out they end up being fated mates. She just doesn't know, so he doesn't tell her. Because he knows like immediately. Just by being able to feel it being in her presence. Really good. The special edition has freaking stunning artwork in here. It's all throughout, and then also with the special edition, she does have a bonus story at the end for his like best friend. So it's kind of his story. It's like almost like a little novella that she put in the special edition. She also has another special edition on her website with sprayed edges that I will need to get my hands on at some point. All right, so that's I think everything I've read from my stack. So now we're just gonna jump into the ones that I haven't actually read yet. So some of these I'm not gonna have any kind of idea because I bought it specifically because of the author or FOMO kicked in. So like this right here, the Legendborn series, FOMO kicked in when the 3rd one came out, but then I talked myself out of it because I haven't read the first 2. I didn't even own them at the time, so I was like, settle down, like just don't even pay attention. But since some of my favorite authors started like hyping it, and I was just like, So these were on the Book Outlet like sale, the first 2, and I actually prefer that they're paperback. So, and they're also set here in North Carolina, which I think is very cool. The little bit I do know is that she, I think, sees some kind of like magical crime, and then this like secret society tries to like hunt her down to like wipe her memory. And then I believe in that process she discovers like her own magic ability. And then we've got book 2, and then book 3 came out earlier this year, which I haven't bought yet. But I'll probably hold off and wait just so they match, and I'll get it in paperback whenever it releases in paperback. And then we've got some Grady Hendrix. So these are going to be 2 that I don't know a whole lot about. It's just I've read some of his other stuff and loved it. So found one like a used bookstore. I don't know where I found this one, but I know this one, she died, like her parents die, and she's got to go back home to sell the house, and I'm assuming the house is going to be haunted or something crazy is going to happen. I've heard it be compared to like the September House, but better and grosser, so I can't wait. Because I mean, I enjoyed the September House. It wasn't my favorite horror ever, no, but I mean it was good. And then we have the final girls support group, which this one I don't know. I think I just saw it. I have a indie bookstore that sells a mix of new and used stuff, and their horror section is tiny. And so when I saw this on there, I just immediately grabbed it. I didn't even look. It just immediately went into my pile. So that one I don't know a whole lot about. I know it's one of his like older ones, I believe, but like I don't even know when this came out. But yeah, so I can't wait to get to it. I've been kind of in a horror mood here lately, so I might get to one of those here soon. Another one that came that I ordered, more for like FOMO, and it was part of the book outlet sale, and then it also had the pretty like edges, so it was just like instant yes, is The Starling House by Alex E. Haro. I don't know, I know it's a YA fantasy, but that's all I know. I have no idea. I think it's also one that people either love or hate it, and then that always intrigues me even more. So can't wait to jump into this one. Then we've got If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. So I did read earlier this year If I Had Been With Him, or whatever the first one is, like the one with the back cover. I think I have it like right here. This was one that's been on my shelf for years, and it was in my TBR jar. So I finally got to it. Broke my heart. I didn't really like being in Autumn's head. I don't know if it's just because she's like 16 or 17, and I'm not that age. But this, I did like Finn as a character. So then when I saw I'm assuming it's the same book, but from his point of view, I think I might actually enjoy this one more because I did like him more, but we'll see. Because I know when it's like Midnight Sun, that's like the Twilight that came out like in 2020 but it's like basically Twilight, but from Edwards, when I couldn't do that. I hated it. So we'll see. I at least liked him, so hopefully it's a good time. So next we have The Push by Ashley Aldrin. So this one has been recommended to me like a handful of times. I did try to start this on audio, but then as soon as I discovered it was in second person, I've never read a book in second person, and that freaked me out, and so I couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm just gonna need to buy it. And then I think I found this at my library. They have our library does sales twice a year, but they keep a cart out in the library with like a donation box that you can just put a couple bucks in if you grab something off the cart, and this was on there. So I was like, well, I probably would do better just physically reading it. Also, the guy's voice like freaked me out. He kind of sounded like Joe from You. And I didn't like that. So, but I know it's a thriller, but that's all I know. It was part of my like 12 books from like Rex from like 12 friends last year that I did on Instagram. And because I DNF'd the audio, I just never went to check out the physical book or even tried to do both. I just kind of was like, second person. That freaked me out. So but then when I saw it on there and people still continue to recommend this, or I see it as like a lot of people's favorite thriller, I was like, all right, I'll give it another shot. So stay tuned for that one. This one was also on that library cart. This is The Orient Express by Graham Greene. It's a classic. I've been on the hunt for like the Penguin classics. So one I didn't have, so I bought it. I just know it's like about a train ride. That's all I know. Who knows when I'll get to it. So this one I've had my eye on for a while is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by B.E. Schwab. I've only read one B.E. Schwab before. It was Gallant. Absolutely loved it. This is another one that keeps getting recommended to me. I know my sister-in-law read it and loved it and was like, you need to read it. So I finally bought it. I just haven't read it yet. But I do have like an upcoming video vloggy situation where this might be included in it based on when it came out. So stay tuned for that. It'll be in one of them because I know it's come out in the last like 5 years. And that's kind of going to be around the theme of that in the next like month or so. So just have, I think, like 5 more here. So One by One by Ruth Ware. This I found like my used bookstore. I have a handful of other books. I've read some, loved it, read some, not loved it. The only thing I really know about this one is that it's a work like retreat in like the French Alps, and they get snowed in and everybody has a secret. I was excited when I saw this for like I don't know, it was like $8 or something for the hardback. So I went and grabbed it. Here's another fantasy that I keep seeing everywhere. And again, it's going to be either I'm going to love it or hate it. And that's Light Lark by Alex Astor. I don't know a whole lot about it other than there's trials. And yeah, I think it's like an every 100-year thing. Yeah, every 100 years, the island of Light Lark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game, where the rulers of the 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler must die. So I feel like it's like Hunger Games, but with the ruler of the area, not children. So could be fun. I don't know. We'll see. Then we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. Actually, I've also read this one. So, because I finished Divine Rivals at the end of last year and then immediately had to buy this. So it was great. It's the second book in the duology. I'm not going to talk about a whole lot of it because I don't want any kind of spoilers, especially because I know my sister-in-law is currently reading this duology because she's been texting me about Divine Rivals, and so I can't wait to see what she thinks of that one. But it's the writing in this is just absolutely beautiful, and I can't wait for her new book to come out in September. So now we have The Ministry of Time by Kaylin Bradley. Bradley. I probably just butchered this author's name, but this is in my TBR jar for best science fiction for the year 2024. The science fiction category has been great the last couple of years, and then I end up buying them. So I just went in and bought it. And if it ends up being a bummer, then that's a bummer, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like it. Especially it's getting really, really good reviews, and a lot of people that I follow, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, have also liked it. So whether we have the same reading taste or not. I know it's time travel, and it's like a war person from like the 1840s, I believe. He like dies in his timeline, but right before he dies, the ministry like kind of, I guess, grabs him and pulls him to the future. But he's someone in the war that won't make an impact him being pulled out before he dies. Like his death doesn't change anything. It's not like they pulled Abraham Lincoln out, or they, Martin Luther King, or it's just, somebody big that where if they just disappeared, it would change history. But that's all I really know. So I can't wait to pull this one out of my jar. And then lastly, Onyx Storm by Miss Rebecca Yarros. I did read this. I think this is actually the first book I bought of the year. I pre-ordered it, went to Barnes & Noble at midnight to get my hands on it, came home and started reading it, which that was a mistake because I had to work the next morning. But, and it was a great time. I can't wait for book 4. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I know we didn't get a lot of answers in here. And I at least had more questions than I got answered, but it was just fun. Like, I don't remember the last time I read a fantasy book where I actually laughed. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there was times I cried, and there were times I was stressed out, but I also laughed. Like, Riddick, man, he stole the show. Like, and I swear to God, if he is the character we love in book 4 that doesn't make it, I'm burning them all. I'm going to do it. I'm burning them all. So that's everything I've bought this year or have been sent so far this first half of the year. If there's anything you've read in this stack of books that you loved and think I should prioritize, I would love for you to leave me that down in the comments below. I would also love it if you would subscribe and stick around. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, weekend, night, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friends.